dude, they shouldn't come on your show because you're awful. Have I been unclear about this anyway? Oh, that's what he says, God Shapiro. Ben Shapiro crawls out from under his thought police rock. Shocking authoritarianism. And he's like, they shouldn't go on because you're awful. Wow. He's not on TV reading a script of what somebody else intellectually wrote to sound smart. When he actually tweets, it's like, you're awful, man. What, I'm a racist? What, I'm a homophobe? I'm a Russian spy? That's all leftist crap. Same deal. You're awful. No one should go on your show. You're awful. Well, if it's awful, leave. Oh, I know. All the Democrats are suing me. Soros is, all the rest of it. And you're there making sure. Don't go to him. I'm in charge. I'm Ben Shapiro. I run things. Me. The amazing Shapiro. What a joke. I haven't set my guns on you yet because your lord and master, Beck, already sunk his ship. And you will sink your ship as well, young one. No need to do that, baby Sith. Now, let's go back to Roger Stone. I know you got major stuff to talk about with Trump. I want you to he's still having Skype problems. He's on the road. But, I mean, these attacks on free speech, we'll get into Mueller and all your predictions coming true, but this is unbelievable.
The situation that arose yesterday with Alex Jones. So this is just, frankly, hysterically funny. So yesterday, there was an announcement by Alex Jones that Candace Owens and Kanye West were going to appear on his show. And I tweeted out, no, God, no, basically, right? No, Kanye, no. It was a joke, right? Like, don't do it. Don't go out and don't do Alex's show. Alex is a crazy person, right? Alex Jones is a nut job. Alex Jones is a guy who thinks that the frogs are being turned gay purposefully by the government. Alex Jones is a guy who suggested that Sandy Hook was a false flag operation. Alex Jones is he's a crazy person. He's a crazy human. Okay. And I don't mean that in a clinical sense. I just mean that I look at him and, what? So, and I don't think that I'm out of bounds in saying this, right? I mean, if you spend any time listening to Alex Jones, this is not somebody who seems like all of the lights are on in the attic, shall we say. Well, Alex Jones got very angry at me for saying that Kanye West should not do his show because it would be a bad move for Kanye West. Okay. Kanye right now is trying to do the whole, let's have reasonable conversation with reasonable people. Let's all get together. Why would he want to fringe himself out by going on Alex Jones' show? Now, there are people who say, well, what Kanye West is really arguing is that every argument should be let in the front door. Everybody should have a conversation. Okay, I don't think that's what Kanye West is arguing. Maybe he is. If so, then he should make that clearer. But I also think that Kanye West would easily be seen as a guy who had fringed himself out the minute that he went on Alex Jones. So if his goal is to open doors, I think he closes doors by doing Alex Jones' show. That was my basic argument. It's the reason why I would never do Alex Jones' show, because I think that Alex Jones, again, is a kook and a fringe fellow. This is not a newfound belief. Go back to my interview with Piers Morgan back in 2012. It came right after Alex Jones had done an interview with Piers Morgan. Then one of the first things Piers Morgan tries to do is lump me in with Alex Jones. And I say, I'm not Alex Jones, nor do I agree with Alex Jones on many things. Okay, so this drove Alex to a distraction yesterday, apparently, on his show. I was hearing about this. And he did an impression of me on his show. All I can say is spot on, dude. Just spot on. I mean, just eerily good. Here is Alex Jones doing his Ben Shapiro impersonation.
I'm Ben Shapiro, and I'm very smart. I measure my words very carefully. So, you went down to the border. You're not Ben Shapiro, Millie Weaver. What'd you do, huh?
Anyone who's listening right now, please share the video. Get the word out there. People need... And so a bunch of people are now jumping onto the caravan, and you're going to have more and more people showing up at the border trying to fraudulently gain entrance into the United States.
Bye-bye, Ben Shapiro. Bye-bye. Can I go potty during the break?
My God, it's like looking in a mirror. I mean, just like the impersonation is so spot on. Wow. I mean, listen, I'm as critical of myself as the next guy, right? I will say that I have the second most annoying voice in America after Michelle Wolf, but I really don't think that's a very good impersonation.
I'm awful. You're awful. No one should come on you. I tell people who go on. I am the boss. This leftist entitlement of this Glenn Beck retread, the reboot of the failed Beck Judas Goat, attack the conservative movement, try to lead it into the pits, is now back in the, I guess, in the form of the herpes of Glenn Beck. What is the herpes of Glenn Beck? In my view, it is Ben Shapiro. A fetid, scrofulous, diseased, viral infection that continues to bloom and bloom and bloom and bloom. Ben Shapiro is the herpes on our ass. Anything else you'd like to add to that?
Well, Alex, don't mince words. Look,
but he's so intellectual. He's so powerful. He said, I'm awful, so people shouldn't come on. He said it. We should all, but what's crazy is everyone listens to the left and Shapiro when they do this. We all just bow down. Yes, our kids belong to you. Boys are out of Boy Scouts. No more father and mother. Yes, yes, yes. Whatever you say, Hillary. Whatever you say, Pelosi. Whatever you say, Shapiro. Yes, Mr. Shapiro. Oh, God, you're so manly. That face you make, you scare me. God almighty, you might tear my arm out of my socket. You might skull, annihilate me. You're powerful. You got the manhood I want, Shapiro. Sorry, go ahead, Roger. Roger! Shapiro's too powerful! I love it when Roger does these shows from the road. He's got the worst Skype in the known galaxy. But if he was the amazing Shapiro, you just get him on the phone. That's the rule. 5 Skype drops, 3 really. We go to telefono, the old telephone. And I love my crew. They're the best I've ever had. We have defaults. And when Skype drops, 1, 2, 3, like strikes, a 1 a strike, a 2 a strike, a 3. Ben Shapiro, again, little vampire bat, lands on your nightstand, flies through the window. You wake up, you see a little greedy vampire bat dragging its tiny proboscis on the ground between its little legs. You see it moving towards you, having to remove the sheets from your lower extremities, drooling, small teeth, forward, eyes gleaming. Don't say no to it. Give yourself to it. He's superior. He controls reality. He controls speech. Hail Shapiro.
Impersonation skills. But I will say that my Alex Jones is significantly better than Alex Jones' Ben Shapiro. So here's a flashback. This episode, what was 2 years ago, maybe? And here's me doing my Alex Jones impersonation a couple of years ago.
This guy, by the way, is considered a leading Trump ally, Alex Jones. I don't know why! I can't understand it! Look at this! Look what's underneath here! It's another shirt! Why? Why? Because I don't want to go to the cleaners that often, that's why. Come on. Okay.
So, by the way, the best Alex Jones impersonation is actually Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan does a fantastic Alex Jones impersonation. But, all of this is crazy and just another evidence that we are living in an alternative universe constructed by aliens in order to torture us. So I don't know why any of this is happening, but I both love and hate it because it's really fun by Alex. I feel like Alex can do better. Alex, I think you need to up your game a little bit. I'm not one to talk about my impersonation skills, but I will say that my Alex Jones is significantly better than Alex Jones' Ben Shapiro.
You're in my business, Shapiro. I'm in your business now. I might just drive up to Cisco this weekend, take a few Army officers with me, and have a conversation with the billionaires that are financing you. Maybe show them some files, Shapiro. Want that? I think you do. I think I'll do it. I think I'll get in your business. You know what happens when I get in people's businesses, boy? They ain't in business long, son. You like what I did to your daddy, Beck? He really did it to himself, didn't he? But we told everybody what he...
Judge, so they cannot indict this president. Is this like when you go to the gym and you get on the treadmill but you don't turn it on?
This is like everybody has an opinion, and I respect the mayor. I respect the ferocious way in which he's defending his client. Mm-hmm. He is very astutely drawing attention to himself and away from the president when he makes statements like the president can't be indicted. But the truth is there are 2 Justice Department memos. One says the president cannot be indicted. The other says the president can be indicted. They're guidance only. They're not mandatory. They're both from the Whitewater era. And if you remember how Whitewater ended, it was Bill Clinton pleading guilty to perjury after, I said earlier, Ken Starr, it was actually Robert Ray at that point, waved an indictment in front of him and said, you want us to take this to the grand jury? Do you want to just plead? And he agreed to just plead. When you just plead without an indictment, they call the document by another name. They call it an information. That's what General Flynn pleaded to. That's what Papadopoulos pleaded to. That's what Vandersveer pleaded to. It basically means the defendant and the government agree, so why bother going to the grand jury? Okay. And the Supreme Court has ruled very clearly that the president can be subpoenaed. They can't make him talk, just like they can't make anybody talk. You can invoke the Fifth. He has other privileges he can invoke because he's the president. But he can't resist the indictment because he doesn't want to show. He'd have to the subpoena because he doesn't want to show. He'd have to show. But if Rudy wants to challenge the subpoena, he should. A good lawyer should challenge a subpoena that goes to his client and let a judge call.
What happens if the president doesn't show up for a subpoena?
Well, they could get an order requiring him to show, and there the Supreme Court is very clear. If a federal court orders the president to do something, he has to do it. If he refuses, then we have a constitutional crisis between two branches, the judiciary and the executive. That's what happened in United States versus Nixon, where the President Nixon refused to surrender the tapes. That went all the way to the Supreme Court. They said, you have no choice. Yeah, and he did eventually comply. We know how it ended.
Greetings, citizens of the world. Charges have been filed against Democrat Maxine Waters after a video of her assaulting a journalist went viral on social media. An assault complaint has been made by the victim, journalist Laura Loomer, who claims Waters physically assaulted her 3 times. Loomer claims the incident took place when she asked Mrs. Waters for comment regarding last weekend's rally in which the Congresswoman called for violent riots and the use of violence against Republicans. The alleged assault was caught on video, which Loomer says she has shown to police as evidence of the crime. Loomer posted a report on BLP in which she stated that she had filed assault charges, saying, "Today I filed a police report in Washington, D.C., to press charges against Congresswoman Maxine Waters for assaulting me. When I confronted her regarding her call for targeted harassment of Trump administration officials, Ms. Waters assaulted me 3 times. She hit my hand to try to knock my phone out of my hand, and then she hit me in the face with her papers twice. Inciting violent riots. Rep. Maxine Waters is also facing a possible 5-year prison sentence for inciting violent riots against Republicans and their supporters. According to authorities, during a rally on Saturday, Maxine told supporters they should use physical violence against Republicans. "If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Already, you have members of your cabinet that are being booed out of restaurants, who have protesters taking up at their house, who say, 'No peace, no sleep. No peace, no sleep.' God is on our side. On the side of the children. On the side of what's right. On the side of what's honorable. And so, let's stay the course. Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up, and if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd and you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere." Yesterday, when I confronted her on Capitol Hill, she assaulted me. She hit my hand, then she swatted me in the face twice with her papers. I'm pressing charges against her. Democratic leaders have yet to denounce Maxine's call to violence. But Maxine may be in serious trouble. It is against the law to incite a riot of 10 or more people. And clearly, Maxine did just that this weekend. Here is the U.S. Code 2101 on riots. A. Whoever travels in interstate or foreign commerce or uses any facility of interstate or foreign commerce, including, but not limited to, the mail, telegraph, telephone, radio, or television, with intent, 1. To incite a riot, or 2. To organize, promote, encourage, participate in, or carry on a riot, or 3. To commit any act of violence in furtherance of a riot, or 4. To aid or abet any person in inciting or participating in or carrying on a riot or committing any act of violence in furtherance of a riot, and who either during the course of any such travel or use or thereafter performs or attempts to perform any other overt act for any purpose specified in subparagraph A, B, C, or D, of this paragraph, 1, shall be fined under this title, or imprisoned not more than 5 years, or both.